the chimp Gordy is just standing there, covered in blood. This image is definitely going to live rent-free in my head. We meet Otis Sr. and his son OJ, training horses. Pops has this whole legacy speech about being the original horse trainers in Hollywood. He's got big plans, but you can tell the ranch is low-key struggling. And then out of literally nowhere, random junk starts falling from the sky. It's a total freak accident, and Pops is gone. A nickel goes through his eye. No cap, it's brutal and makes 0 sense. Fast forward 6 months, and OJ is trying to keep the business afloat. But he's got 0 main character energy on this commercial set. Then his sister Emerald rolls in, late, but with all the confidence. Emerald gives her whole spiel about their great-great-great-grandfather being the first man in a motion picture, a black jockey on a horse. She says their family has had skin in the game from the start. Iconic, honestly. The crew doesn't respect the horse's boundaries, and Lucky the horse understandably freaks out. The whole gig is a bust. They get fired, and you can just feel the financial pressure building. It's a whole mess. So now they have to sell Lucky to Jupiter's Claim, a cheesy Western theme park run by Jupe, a former child star. This dude was the kid from that chimp show. The whole park feels like a monument to his past trauma. Surprise, surprise, Jupe is literally the kid from Kid Sheriff and the infamous Gordy's home. Emerald has a total fangirl moment, which is both cringe and relatable. Jupe is clearly used to this kind of attention by now. Jupe shows them his secret office, a private collection of memorabilia from the Gordy's home massacre. He's clearly monetized his childhood trauma, which is a choice. He offers to buy the whole Haywood Ranch, which is a major red flag. Jupe tries to downplay the horror of the attack by referencing an SNL sketch about it. He talks about Chris Kattan playing Gordy, but you can see the real trauma is still there. It's a wild coping mechanism. Back at the house, Emerald confronts OJ about her horse, Jean Jacket, that their dad took for a movie shoot years ago. It's clear there's some unresolved family drama and that Pops was a complicated guy. Later that night, things get weird. The power cuts out, and their horse, Ghost, just bolts into the darkness. Then they see it, something massive and impossibly fast hiding in the clouds. This is not a drill, people. The next day, the power is out, and Ghost is gone. They review the security footage, but all they see is the power cutting out just as something huge moves overhead. The evidence is shaky, but they know what they saw. OJ is convinced it wasn't a plane. He calls what happened to his dad a bad miracle, and now it makes sense. Emerald immediately sees dollar signs. She's like, we're getting the Oprah shot. The plot is plotting. They go to Fry's to buy better security cameras and meet Angel, a tech support guy who's low-key obsessed with alien theories. He's way too invested and ends up installing their whole system, giving major I'm part of this now vibes. Angel goes on a whole rant about how they're called UAPs now, not UFOs, to keep people in the dark. He's deep in the alien conspiracy side of the internet, and honestly, he might have a point. They set up a decoy horse from a theme park to lure out the UFO. Jupe shows up, being weirdly friendly, and inviting them to his new show. The tension is thick. Everyone knows something is up, but no one's saying it. Later, OJ is outside when the power dies again. He sees something in the distance that looks like little gray aliens, but it turns out to be Jupe's kids in masks, pulling a prank. The vibes are officially off. That night, the real deal shows up. The UFO, which they later named Jean Jacket, is in the clouds. It's huge and terrifying, making this ungodly screaming sound as it moves. It's a full-blown predator. Emerald tries to get a picture of a praying mantis on the camera lens, thinking it's an alien, and almost gets herself snatched. The creature above makes its presence known, and it's clear they are way out of their depth. After seeing that thing, Emerald is ready to dip. She's like, nope, this ain't it. The Oprah shot is not worth dying for. But OJ is resolute, feeling a responsibility to understand what killed their father. OJ realizes that their horse Ghost, who ran off earlier, was acting territorial. He understands that some animals, and maybe this thing in the sky, just can't be tamed. It's an important lesson. Emerald tries to recruit a famous cinematographer, Antlers Holst, to help them get the impossible shot. He's not really feeling it, calling her horse girl and basically hanging up on her. It was a bold attempt, though. Angel, who's been illegally spying on their camera feeds, comes back. He points out that the cloud Jean Jacket hides in never moves. It's been there for months. It's not just passing through, it's its home. OJ has a revelation. What if it's not a ship? This question changes everything. We then get the full horrifying flashback to the Gordy's home chimp attack. It's even more gruesome than we imagined. We see the chimp Gordy systematically attack the cast after a balloon pops. Young Jupe survives by hiding under a table, witnessing the entire bloodbath. The sound design is just pure nightmare fuel. The most chilling part is when Gordy sees Jupe under the table. Instead of attacking, they share a moment, a quiet fist bump, before the chimp is shot. This moment clearly defined Jupe's entire life and his misunderstanding of predators. Out to the present, and Jupe is about to start his big show, the Star Lasso Experience. He's been feeding horses to the viewers for 6 months, thinking he has a special connection with them. It's a fatal mistake. Jupe tells the crowd he believes the aliens, who he calls the viewers, trust him. He's completely convinced he has tamed this wild entity, just like he thought he connected with Gordy. The foreshadowing is heavy. Jean Jacket shows up, but it's early and not following the script. It hovers over the stadium, and the power dies. The horse, Lucky, refuses to leave its enclosure. It knows something is deeply wrong here. The show goes from spectacle to slaughter. Jean Jacket inhales Jupe, his family, and the entire audience in a scene of pure, unadulterated terror. The sounds of screaming are just horrific. It's a complete massacre. OJ witnesses the aftermath. Jean Jacket isn't a ship that abducts. It's a living, breathing animal that eats. He realizes it's territorial, and Jupe just led his whole audience into the belly of the beast. The sky opens up and a torrent of blood and digested remains rains down on the Haywood house. Angel and Emerald are trapped inside, listening to the horror. It's a deeply traumatic experience for everyone involved. OJ, hiding in his truck, finally sees the creature up close as it hovers over the house. He doesn't look it in the eye, and it moves on. This is where he starts to understand the rules of engagement. They regroup, totally traumatized but also more determined. OJ realizes you can't tame a predator, but you can enter an agreement with one. The main rule, you just can't look it in the eye. A new plan starts to form. Antler's Holst shows up. After seeing the news about the missing 40 people, he realizes they weren't lying. He's in. He says the Station A cloud is the proof he needed. The dream team is finally assembled. They recruit the legendary cinematographer, who is intrigued by the impossible shot. He brings his own non-electric hand-cranked film camera because Jean Jacket kills all power. This man came prepared. Respect. OJ explains his theory. Like any animal, Jean Jacket has a spirit, and anything with a spirit can be broken. He's going to break it, and Holst is going to get the shot. It's an insane plan, but they're all in. The final plan is in motion. They use a field of inflatable tube men, rigged to car batteries, to map Jean Jacket's path and lure it out for the camera. OJ is on horseback as the official bait. It's go time. Just as they're about to start, a rando on a motorcycle shows up. Angel tries to play it cool, saying they're shooting a Verizon commercial. But the guy isn't buying it. He's definitely sus. It's a TMZ reporter. Of course it is. His electric bike dies when Jean Jacket appears and he gets thrown. He's more worried about getting the shot than his own life, which is a whole mood. OJ tries to save him, but the reporter is obsessed with getting a picture. Jean Jacket swoops in and eats him. It's another brutal reminder of what they're dealing with. The chaos is escalating quickly. They manage to get Jean Jacket to eat one of the sky dancers with a string of flags attached, which messes it up internally. It works, and for a second, they think they have the shot. They think it's over. Host, seeing the perfect magic hour light, decides he needs to get closer for his masterpiece. He walks right out into the open with his camera, sacrificing himself for the art. He says, "We don't deserve the impossible." Chilling. Holst gets himself eaten, and the camera is destroyed. Jean Jacket, now angry and in pain from the flags, unfurls into its final terrifying form. It looks like some kind of biblical angel or a giant deadly parachute. Jean Jacket is officially pissed. It chases OJ across the ranch while Angel gets tangled in barbed wire. Emerald has to make a run for it on the reporter's motorcycle. Everyone is in survival mode now. OJ sees Jean Jacket going after Emerald and decides to make the ultimate play. He turns his horse, Lucky, to face the creature head-on, drawing its attention away from his sister. It's his true main character moment. Emerald makes it to the abandoned Jupiter's claim. She has a plan. She's going to use the giant inflatable cowboy balloon from the park to fight back. It's a wild strategy, but it's all she's got. She unleashes the giant inflatable cowboy, knowing Jean Jacket can't resist a spectacle. She rigs the park's wishing well photo booth, an old-school analog camera that doesn't need power, to get the shot. As Jean Jacket tries to ingest the giant balloon, it literally explodes in the sky. Emerald gets the photo at the perfect moment. The one perfect, undeniable shot. She did it! She got the Oprah shot! As reporters and police swarm the area, Emerald looks across the dusty lot. Through the smoke and haze, she sees OJ alive, on his horse under the Out Yonder sign. He survived. The Haywoods won. Bet.
Let's take